to go get the ball ahead of the defenders. What's the centre back? Because he left his man.
Yeah, and that's one thing. These balls are very, very dangerous. That it's so dangerous for defenders, especially centre backs.
But you should keep your eye on your man.
You should keep your eye. But he's on the run. And it's difficult for you to stop someone on the run. So the work should have been done by the left back. That's Dennis Kosa. Sorry, yes, Dennis Kosa. That he should have been able to stop that ball. He should have closed in. To give that player more to think about. Just look at that, because it was so easy. Just once he received the ball, he takes one touch and he just directs the ball.
What about the goalkeeper? Couldn't the goalkeeper possibly come out to pick the ball?
It would have been very, very difficult. You watch we just witnessed.
But look at the goalkeeper.
I believe you watched that game between Real Madrid and Liverpool. You could see that ball from Valverde. It's so difficult for you to deal with such balls.
So you're saying, I mean, looking at where the goalkeeper is positioned,
it would have been so difficult for him because it was played in between the goalkeeper and the defenders, and the slightest mistake could cause, could lead to an own goal. So it's that's what I'm saying. It's very, very difficult. But the only player who could have stopped it earlier was Dennis Kosa, the left back of Accra. I believe he was the one over there who was supposed to be marking the attacker. He was just late over there. Their organization over here was okay, but that player, the ball moved past that player, and that was it. They were just caught napping over there. He should have done a better job over there by closing the attacker before he played that ball into the box.
Interesting stuff there. That is some analysis, full analysis we're bringing you there as far as the goal that Accra conceded there is concerned. But just something I wanted to look at here. Just look at the number 29 shirted player. I think that's Suraj Saidu or Kisubonti, one of them, because with him you see where the ball developed. The ball moved from midfield, and it's a bit interesting because look at how the ball moved from midfield.
He should have stayed with his marker. He made a mistake. That player who got exposed over there,
the number 29 shirted player,
Ezali, he got exposed because he should have been.
Because Wakaso was following up on the other.
So you should have just moved with your marker. Just stay with him. And they provided him with the space he needed because after the pass went away from him, just look at him. That shirted, isn't a number 28 or number 29 shirted player over there. He was just caught in no man's land. With no one to.
So he shouldn't have committed. He should have stayed with Augustine Randall.
His marker, because the ball was less dangerous at that point. Just look at that. At this point, it wasn't a dangerous ball. So stay with your marker. Just move with him. And after he moved out of position, now it took Dennis Kosa to cover for him. And once he also made that move, it was too late.
What about the marking of Glatton Awako? Because he was following up on the player, but there are those who made the argument that Glatton Awako was a bit weak. He should have possibly given the guy some shoulder. Or he was a little distant from him.
He wasn't even close to the player. There was nothing he could have done. There was nothing. He wasn't even close to the player. I believe two players were at fault for this goal being considered by Accra. So for the 28 shirted or 29 shirted player and also the left back, he wasn't at the right position at that time. When
prior to this goal, there was an incident. Accra folk, Salif Ibrahim had come off, and it was expected that Coach Hamza would have done a substitution because at this point Accra folk were playing with 10 men, and Hamza had the opportunity to introduce an 11th player, but he did not. So for almost close to 2 to 3 minutes, Accra folk were playing with 10 men, and there are those who make the argument that his inability or his failure to have made that substitution for his team to be at parity with the number of players that KARELA were playing is possibly what contributed to them conceding. But the point I was also raising is that in as much as they were down with one man, just look at when KARELA were attacking. Pretty much all of Accra folk players were in the box. So they should have been able to defend this without much problem.
I believe the absence of the player you made mention of is one of the reasons why you could see that there were some lapses in the way they organized themselves at the back, because some of the players found themselves in positions that they hadn't found themselves in throughout the entirety of the game. You are charged to defend because you are at a numerical disadvantage.
We didn't get to talk much about this, Benjamin, your goal, but I think it was a beautiful goal. The anticipation, so that was the pass from Sule Ali Muntari. You could see he tried receiving it first time, but he didn't get it well, and it got to the head of the defender who didn't do proper clearance. But I mean, what comes to the mind of an attacking midfielder of this caliber to think that, look, at this point, just shoot the ball? Because ordinarily he'll be thinking, let me control it. But
it's instinct, and finding himself, in the right posture, to hit it that way is just instinct, and he got the technique right. So credit to him, because that's an exquisite goal. That's a beautiful goal by all standards, to score. And just look at that, just on the 10, boom, and it's a goal. And sometimes that's how you score worldies. You just wait for the right opportunity, and then